We have had a little dip in form over the last couple of games, and this doesn't bode very well, as today we have a very big game coming up, the semi-final of the Challenge Cup against Ayr United from the Championship. We need these boys to step up today. Let's go and kick some balls. Hello and welcome back to Elgin City, and if you are a first-time visitor, then why not subscribe, like, watch, comment, help the channel to grow and help us to support all that good stuff that you can see scrolling above. And I do apologise to everyone who is following along for the quality of videos at the moment. We are still in temporary accommodation, which hasn't got the greatest acoustics in the room, and there is no possibility due to poor lighting of doing any video at the moment. But at the end of the month we will be moving to permanent accommodation and everything then can return to normal. So thank you so much for bearing with us, and hopefully you're still enjoying what we're doing here at Elgin City. And as you can see, we are still top of the league and we are now 8 points clear of Stirling Albion, but we have recently had a dip in form and that doesn't bode well for the game coming up. We are home to Ayr United in the Challenge Cup semi-final, and if we can actually repeat what we did against Queen's Park, that would mean we could get to the Challenge Cup final, which would be absolutely brilliant for this young Elgin City team. But before we get into everything else, let's have a look at what's been happening on the pitch. Let's go to Match of the Month. And so let's go to the schedule and have a look what's happened since you were last here. And when you were last here, you saw us beating Stirling Albion comprehensively by 4-0. And then we followed that up with that remarkable 3-0 Scottish Cup third round victory against Championship team Queen's Park. Absolutely phenomenal performances from all the boys, and we're going to need to repeat that performance today. And then we played Forfar Athletic, and that was a very poor game. We drew 2-2, but we still maintained our unbeaten record. And then we played Dundee United Reserves in the Challenge Cup quarter-final, and we sneaked a home 1-0 victory against all the odds, really, and did very, very well in that competition too. And then we played Annan United, bottom of the league club, and we didn't play very well, but we managed to come away with a 1-0 victory. And then against East Fife, a much better performance, and we took them apart, winning by 3-0. And also in the Scottish Cup fourth round, a much better performance from the boys, where we absolutely blew apart Stenhurstmuir by 4-1. But since then, our form has taken a dip. and we have drawn 2-2 against Albion Rovers at home and 1-1 in the league against Stenhousemuir, and the boys up front have not been performing very well, and neither have the boys at the back. This dip in form is something that is quite a concern as we come into February and as we come into this very, very big game today. Ayr United of the Championship in the Challenge Cup semi-final, and it would just be an amazing achievement if we could get to the final of the Challenge Cup in our first season, and hopefully the boys can rally round and we can make it to the final. I am obviously pessimistic. They are 2 leagues above us, but we'll have to see what happens. And so in terms of how the squad have been performing, we do have a number of players who are performing above 7 or over. Daryl McCarty here is not listed in green, even though he has a 7 like Rhys Thomas above him. And that means 1, 2, 3, 4, 8, 12, 13 players are performing way above what is expected of them, and they are doing extremely well. And in terms of goals, obviously, it's going to be Kane Hester, who has 28 goals and 4 assists from 31 appearances, and he will probably score a great deal more goals before the end of the season, and I wonder what his final tally is going to be at the end of the season. He's been in outstanding form this year. And then Russell Dingwell has 11 goals and 4 assists from 27 performances. These two have pretty much scored all the goals that we've scored between them. Absolutely brilliant performances. But as I'd said, that form has dipped a little bit over the last couple of games. And in terms of the transfers, we have done very little. We have not been able to come up with the wages. The boards will not pay any more than £130 per week for players coming in. And the wages that these players are asking are way above what the board are prepared to offer. The transfer window was a complete washout, really. We let go Jake Dolansky. He went to Glencorn on a free, and we let go Angus Mellor, who couldn't get into the team with us, and he's gone to Stenhousemuir on a free. And we did finally manage to sign a fullback. We were desperate for a left back, and we have brought in Rhys Thomas on a free. He's a 20-year-old boy. He's still got a lot of developing to do. I think he's got a lot of potential, but at the moment he doesn't seem to have the necessary quality to be the regular first-team fullback. But he does have 12 decisions, and he does have a good amount of aggression, and he does have physicals that are not bad for this level. So maybe he's going to step up to the plate, and he does currently, after a month of being with us, have an average rating of 7. So he has made a very good start. But today we are up against it. We have to repeat the performance that we came up with against Queen's Park earlier in the season if we are to get anything out of this game against Ayr United. We are going to play in a very defensive way and hope that on the counter-attack our players up front can recover their form, which they've lost of late, and put one away, and we can sneak this game. That is the only way I think we can win it. And so I think now is a very, very good time. Let's go and see how we get on against Ayr United. Let's go and kick some balls. And so the team for today in this very, very big game is McHale in goal with Gilhooly, McCarty, Anderson and Thomas, Draper, Thomas, Critchley and Notley in midfield, and Hester and Dingwell, of course, will play up front. And we are playing McHale due to a promise that I made to him that he would play in the cup matches. And I'm really hoping that we can get a very, very big game today as well out of our forwards. Just one goal could be the difference, and the pundits might not believe in us, but I believe in you boys. Let's get out there, make me proud, and let's try and get to the final of the Challenge Cup. And what a magnificent achievement that would be. I don't feel very optimistic. We are playing very defensively against Ayr United. I think they are 6th in the championship at the moment. They're a very, very good side. They are way better than us. It's going to take a miracle for us to win here today. We are at home, and hopefully the crowd can get behind us, although average attendances have only been around 700. But something that FM do need to look at this 700 crowd make as much of a noise as 20,000 playing in the Championship or the Premier League. So something perhaps FM need to fix is the noise levels within the crowd. I don't believe that 700 people can make as much noise as a Premiership crowd. And it is Ayr United on the attack, and they are getting into the box, and there's a header and it goes over the bar. We have to defend very, very well. I'm looking for big games from our back five, and hopefully we can keep Ayr United out. Hopefully all I would ask from them is that we don't get absolutely annihilated in this. And at the moment, with 10 minutes gone, we're holding our own. It's 0-0, and we have had a chance, but Ayr United are, of course, dominating the match. And as time goes on, though, we might get them to get a little frustrated, but there's a chance, and they have taken the lead. It's within 15 minutes. This was always going to be a worry. We are not as good as them. I didn't think that we were going to perform as well as we did against Queen's Park. It really is, I think, a case of keeping the score down. It's Elgin City 0, Ayr United 1. And maybe this dream of getting to the final is over. And they do have another set piece. And I think possibly because we are not great in the air, we are going to struggle with set pieces. And there's another chance, but it's cleared off the line. And it remains 1-0. And can we get something out of this game? I don't think we can. But we got to remain optimistic. We have created chances, and although it's only one chance, we just need to put one away. Can we do it? We need to keep the ball in the middle of the field. But there we go, we've been robbed, and they are through, and there's a chance, and it is 2-0, and it was poor defending. And I just was saying we need to keep the ball in midfield. We're 2-0 down, and this is not looking good at all. I wanted to avoid an absolute annihilation, and I think this is what we are getting. I think I am going to raise the line a little bit now, because I want to compact the pitch a little bit more and try to stop them in midfield. That was very, very poor defending. Young found himself in space and blasted it into the corner. It's 2-0, and I just hope we're not going to get annihilated in this semi-final. That is going to damage morale big time. And here we do have a corner, though, and Draper's going to swing in the corner, and there's a chance. It comes back out to Draper. Draper looking to get the ball into the box, but he was too slow. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to raise the tempo, because I think that if they are pressing us, it might be a good idea to get rid of the ball a little bit quicker. And we've already had one instance where the ball got taken off us. And here's Notley, though, in space. He finds Hester, and Hester has made it 2-1. We're back in the game. Nice play. Good vision by Notley to see Hester unmarked in the box. It is Elgin City 1, Ayr United 2. Let's get rid of the ball a little bit quicker. Let's not get caught in midfield and at the back there. And Notley, Hester was in absolutely acres of space. That was poor defending by Ayr, but we don't mind. We're going to take that. Lovely, lovely play. And unselfishly spots Hester on the 6-yard line. It is now 2-1, and perhaps the annihilation is not going to happen. And if we can get rid of the ball a little bit quicker, we have pushed up the line, defensive line a little bit to try to compact the midfield, to get into their face a little bit more in midfield. And so far, it's not going too badly. It's Elgin City 1, Ayr United 2. We are halfway through the first half. And although I feel a little bit more optimistic at the moment, we've got to be realistic. And here come Ayr United again, but Gilhooly has taken the ball off them. Here's McHale. McHale is looking out long, but that's humped back by Ayr United. It's a bit ping-pong at the moment. I really don't like this. And there's a shot that goes wide of the post. We need to get our foot on the ball. We need to actually be perhaps a little bit more disciplined about what we're doing. I'm just going to let it go for a moment. I think I'm asking way too much of them. That's a good save by McHale, and it's cleared into touch. It's Elgin City 1, Ayr United 2. At the moment, we're doing ourselves proud. And if this is what we're going to lose by the odd goal, then you can't complain about that. This has been a great team performance over this competition, and we have done very, very well. And I'm not going to complain if we lose this game. What a fabulous performance it's been to reach the semi-final. But I think this is probably just one bridge too far for these young boys who've done remarkably well. And as we are coming up to half-time, it is Elgin City 1, Ayr United 2. I have to take responsibility because it was probably my error by playing them with a standard line instead of compressing the pitch. I'm going to say I think you've been unlucky so far. Go out there and see if you can't get something from this game. We've done very, very well. Ayr United are a championship team. They are far superior to us. They are looking on the field like they're a better team, but we're defending well. And there's another chance and a header that goes past the post. FM are being quite kind to us at the moment, and we are holding on. But can we get something out of this game? Who knows? And we're going to we'll remove that. And tackling has been good, so let's go and tackle them. Let's get stuck into them. Normally we don't play with a tackling game. We're not very good at tackling, but if the assistant says it's been good, let's go and tackle them in midfield. It remains 2-1 to Ayr United, and we do have to make a change or two, I think. And so we have made a change or two. We have brought on Henderson at left back, as Rhys Thomas was not having a great game, and Dingwall was not having his best game of the season too, so we have brought on Henderson, and Leddy has come on. It still remains Elgin City 1, Ayr United 2. And if this is how it's going to finish, 2-1 or 3-1, we can be very proud of what we've achieved. It's not going to be the annihilation we thought it was going to be, but it is Ayr United with the ball. But Draper has intercepted. He looks long, but that's going nowhere, and it's picked up by Ayr United again, and they are looking to bring it forward from the back. They do play a very patient passing game. We knew that was going to happen, and that's why I had this dilemma about playing with a higher line, trying to compress the pitch in midfield, because they will try to play it through us. They're not going to look for the long ball, and we have done very, very well since we went 2 behind, and there is a long ball over the top, and you can see they're not very good at that, and Gilhooly has picked it up. He's got to look for a pass. He finds Leddy to Draper. Draper's been caught on the ball again, and that was another opportunity. Draper is not having the best game of his life. I'm going to just shout at him a little bit and tell him to focus. He's not having a very good game. He's getting caught on the ball. He's been caught once, which cost us a goal. And as we come into the final 10 minutes, it's Elgin City 1, Ayr United 2. Nothing seems to be going on here, and we are just holding our own. We're not creating too much. Ayr United, I think, are deserved winners. We're not going to get to the final. We've done very, very well, though. We can be proud of what we've achieved. We are a very poor team compared to Ayr United. We've battled, we've fought, but unfortunately, it was one bridge too far, and we have finally lost after so many games unbeaten. And I'm just going to say, you did yourselves proud today. It was a remarkable, remarkable run in this competition, and it could have gone differently had I set them up a little bit more aggressively at the beginning. It was not to be, though, and as you can see, that is the first game we have lost since the 3rd game of the season, and our incredible run has come to an end. And so that's it for this video. And if you are new to the channel, then why not subscribe, like, watch, comment, help us to grow and help us to support that very good stuff that you can see scrolling above. And I think what we will do is we won't come back for Bonnie Rig Rose, we will come back for Annan Athletic. And I hope, given the results over the last 3 games, that we are not going to go into a very, very poor spell and that morale is not going to plummet. And all that remains to be said now is I will bid you all farewell, stay safe, and we will see you in the next episode.